Chronic assholeness, maybe.
Chronic asshole. That is the best. That is the best possible start for an episode. Chronic assholeness, maybe.
In the building.
In the fucking building.
Yeah.
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Shoot Up and Spit Out. As always, I'm just Dusty.
And I'm still Jeff.
And with us here, we have the amazing Tash.
Welcome to. Glad to have you here.
Welcome to the show.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, fun times. Let's just rap out shit. Like I really don't know anything about you or your whole background. I'm assuming you're front of the house, but I could be wrong.
Yep, I am chronically front of house. As much as I try to leave.
Got you.
Yeah.
I mean, you seem to know how to talk to people. I gathered that in the last 10 minutes. So, I mean, I just assume if you're back of the house, there's not been any dick or fart jokes yet. So, I mean,
I could go into that. I do have a good foray, but I try to reserve that for at least the second beer.
I'm saving that for my novella, The Dick That Farts.
Absolutely.
Jeez.
It's a dick queef.
Yeah, Dick Queef.
Richard Queef.
Yeah, all of them. Exactly.
Story about Richard Queef, Private Eye.
Single eye.
Richard Queef, Single Eye. Oh,
And
Jesus.
some
I
eye
wish I
patch.
had my buttons.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, the punception. Puns inside of puns.
Yeah.
All of them. Every single one.
They go so deep.
Well, I don't know particularly how to communicate otherwise other than sarcasm or puns. So, I mean, that's why they keep me in the back house, I think.
Yep, that makes sense. I also feel like thinking about it, it's almost onto something. Like if you layer up the puns, it's almost like digging small levels of shallow jokes until you officially complete some deeper joke. Like you're making the joke deep by just stacking 4 or 5 shallow jokes on top of each other.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean,
That's
layered.
exactly how my personality works.
I don't know. You're better at the whole stand-up comedy routine than I am, Dusty, by far. But I think that resorting back to previous jokes and tying that into a rhythm for your whole sketch is probably pretty important. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's key for anything good and comedic, and that's something I realized. It's a thing that people have been doing forever, but I didn't realize until a certain point in my life when I was watching a TV show, and I was like, why do I always like TV shows like this? And started overanalyzing it, and I was like, it's because the fucking layers. They have jokes inside of jokes that run with other jokes. And
leads to the future jokes.
Yeah.
Tie into the past ones.
It makes for better comedy, I feel like.
Tosh, do you think that'd be helpful, being a server, a front of the house person?
I can only say that in, I think, 6 or 7 years that I've been working in restaurant industry, I've only gotten funnier. I hope. I think that helps so much if you can make a customer laugh. It's inevitably it's so helpful for the rapport. And if you know that you're for me the worst thing is if you know that you're doing a really good job and you're building that rapport and they're just not at all receiving on that side. It just makes it so uncomfortable. So,
yeah.
But I think that has definitely helped.
Well, we are in the pleasure industry. I mean, we're there to make somebody forget about their daily routine life for just a hot minute,
Yeah, I
so,
definitely feel like a somewhat of a soul prostitute.
That's actually an interesting way to think about it. You have to give someone a little bit of your soul with their meal so that they actually leave feeling satisfied.
Oh, totally.
And better, they leave all happy. We're going to go have a good night. And you're like, that was a little piece of my soul.
Just a little bit.
And thinking about it too, and I've seen it happen before. You go out to a place and you have a great meal, and you don't get that piece of soul. You don't leave as happy.
Yeah.
The soul is part of the craving of going out to a restaurant. That's the difference between cooking at home.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. That's a very good way to put it. I mean, it's the difference between like somebody like paying $12 for like a burger and just leaving like, man, I could have made it at home for like $3 or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, like if you give them that little piece of soul, I suppose they leave going, wow, it's a good day. You know, it's going to be a good day. You know,
it's going to be a good day. Yeah. And the person who fed them the burger might not have had the same experience. You know, they lost that piece of soul. And sometimes you can do that and be happy still. You know, I've definitely had interactions with people where it worked out, where it's like, I'm still good. I know I gave you some of my soul, but I'm still good after that. Like, I'm still flying good. But some people, it's like, no, give me more. And those are the people that when they leave, you're like, I feel fucking spiritually exhausted.
Oh, well, those give me more people are like, you should have been wanting and dining me first before you took everything that I had in my body.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that's like, I think service industry stuff is funny for me because even working in the industry isn't something that like, the value of it for me to go out and eat doesn't diminish just because I've worked in the service industry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I think like sometimes like, I don't even know if you like to speak to the comedian as like, if you go to it, like see somebody else's set, you can't enjoy it as much because you're just sitting there like, oh man, like I should have gotten that joke, or like I like how they set that up, and you're just thinking about like all the mechanics of it. And I think like something like going out to a restaurant like that doesn't change, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
No, and with comedy though too, that's the beauty of it too. Is I think I'm still so green in it.
Yeah.
That like. I love watching, especially watching local comics work, like watching that small level kind of work and people building and creating like on the spot.
Yeah.
And that shit always gets me. And then I do, there are a lot of times when I'm watching people, oh my God, that's so good. Like I really wish I had thought about that. But then a lot of times it's watching it and it's like, oh man, that guy's like, I could have thought of that joke. I couldn't have delivered it like that. So, like, some people just have certain deliveries on stuff where it's like, it's not going to work.
Oh, that's very true. I mean, material in one hand, delivery in the other. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like, and that's a big part of it. I've definitely fucked that up. Where I know I had at least one stand up that I did where I got shook early on, and then I ended up reading my set in my mind instead of doing my set.
Oh, shit.
Which is completely different because you go from like, you know, so I was at this place the other day, you know, and you'd never believe what happened to me, to like, so I was at this place the other day and you'd never believe what happened to me. This thing happened to me and it was really funny because this happened. And then this other thing happened and I went and did this other thing and another thing happened. Look at everyone and they're just like, dude, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Couple chuckles. Oh, say, this is all I gotta say.
That's such the feel I need to keep going.
Yeah. And I also did the one thing I feel like as a comedian you should never do. Lost the joke halfway and just explain the punchline.
Oh, no.
It's like, as soon as it happened, it was like, that was not what I wanted to go. Just like, okay, yep, that. No, so basically what I'm trying to say is this fucking situation.
I think it's so cool when I see like a comedian and they like miss the mark a little bit, and like you can feel that in the room, like it's not really something you can pass over. But if they can just like recover from that and then end up making like an off the cuff joke off the thing that they just fucked up, it's like that's like my favorite part of a comic show. Almost, because I'm like, this is where you can see creativity in process, and this is where you know that person's gonna like really work on that joke for the next 2 weeks until their next gig.
Yeah.
So,
and that's actually the one thing that I haven't, I totally haven't gotten a grasp of yet. Is the trick there too? Is like, part of it is from what I've heard, if you fuck up like that, you know, obviously something funny just happened. It wasn't what you were intending to happen, but something funny just happened.
Exactly.
You need to be able to use that on the fly. Make fun of what you just did.
Yeah, ride that wave.
Yeah, ride that wave. Some, you know, don't fucking try to neglect it, because then people are like, is he just going to breeze right over the fact that he just fucked that up?
Well, that shows like a sign of brilliance with a lot of like the great comedians, you know,
mm-hmm.
and maybe like that happens like with a sort of like a self-confidence. But in my head, like I think it's more of a swagger, you know. I mean, you have like the most amount of self-confidence with the least amount of pretentiousness, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what my definition of swagger would be. And I think you see that in a lot of brilliant comedians and front of the house employees. To be quite honest, I think there's not much of a line difference there.
No.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Roll with that.
The ability to just make on-the-fly conversation with someone is key. And that's, I feel like, you know, in the front of the house, that's a big front of the house skill, is you're basically, every table you're making on-the-fly conversation with. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm sure you've got, like, a reason to do it. It's not like you're just approaching people randomly like, hey, what are you doing? What would you like to eat? Like, they're there to eat, and you know that, and you're the person to talk to them, but still, every conversation is technically an on-the-fly conversation.
Yeah, and you have to be a little bit perceptive, too. Like, you're going to walk up to your audience, your clientele, your crowd, whatever, you know, and read that, you know, the mood of the table, you know. I am not a very good front of the house person at all whatsoever because I don't give a fuck about the mood, I guess. You know?
Yeah, you're like, your fucking food's gonna taste good. Shut up and fucking eat it, asshole. Yeah, that's typically the line cook's view on reality.
It's straight up.
But then the second the food doesn't taste good, it comes the counter to that. To like, I have cursed the name of my forefathers by fucking besmirching your chicken sandwich.
Oh man, the guilt, the shame, the regret is real when you fuck it up, you know, like
yes.
Yeah.
It definitely hurts as a front of person to go to back of house and be like, I know you guys are literally about to send this out the door, but she's allergic to all things salty. I'm sorry, but
yeah, she's allergic to the color yellow.
Yeah, we got a problem. Can you just
Can you unyellow that?
You're really talented.
It's curry.
I've seen you pull better things out of your ass. Like, let's just do it. Come on. And they all look at you like, I wish you'd be fired.
Yeah, I could only imagine what it's like to look at a bunch of line cooks who are all like just wide-eyed staring. You're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I made that perfect. You know? But like this lady, like, you know, she just wants this to go, you know? I mean,
think about it this way. Then the front of house is going to eat it and just enjoy it even more so than whoever was sitting at the table. Because, you know, that's the first thing they've eaten in the last 7 hours.
And I do love it when the front of house gets a good meal. That's always something I like to see. All of you front of the house fuckers getting to scarf down like animals, like fucking 6 lions on a gazelle carcass.
Oh, it's savage.
Yeah,
I've
just
seen
on
it.
On a $30-$40 plate of food, just forks coming over shoulders. Tink, tink.
In that moment, you realize all of our animal natures are just out there laid bare.
And I feel like that's part of it. Like, a lot of people don't realize that food is in a lot of ways best used when it's completely like a fucking National Geographic documentary. Where it's like, look at the lovely plating of the steak tartare. How it stands tall and majestic in the field. And now the servers have gotten their wind.
Oh, man. Thinking like cue up like Led Zeppelin's like immigrant song.
Yes. Background.
And lo the lonely hostess left in the corner, unable to get a bite of the tartare. She must scrounge for croutons, if the cooks be willing.
If you look closely, you can see her lip quivering as we speak.
Just in the corner, fearful. I've never seen people react like that.
Why do we always have to leave this door open?
Stitch asks nicely, can I have a piece of steak? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bite at you. That just happened.
The thing is, it doesn't have to be like an expensive, like crazy good dish. I've seen that shit happen over French fries.
Oh, yeah, French fries get violent. I've seen elbows go up.
Now, me being the asshole that I am, I do like putting just like a side of ketchup next to it, because if you put that like ketchup next by the fries, it just gets unruly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys are going to clean that up, right? It's not me, I'm out.
Yeah. Have some old fries, guys.
Okay.
Behold, the front of house staff has caught wind of the old fries.
Fucking apron comes off now.
Well, I got a funny quick one about ketchup now that I think about it. So, like, for a long time there, I spent 5 years making gourmet mustard for a living. Really loved it, all right? And, like, this is, like, in the early 20s of my life. And every now and then, get off work, go get shit-faced, and end up at Denny's, you know? And I'm still, like, reeking like mustard. I got, like, mustard stains all over me. And me and my coworker, like, just scarfing down some fucking Denny's food. Well, one night, it's back when they had, like, the actual glass ketchup bottles, you know? A thing of the past now. But, we've been making mustard all day, so we just went on a tear with that fucking ketchup. And it was probably only, like, half full when we started. But by the time we were done, like, yeah, it's empty. But, like, we're just having fun, and, like, well, watch this. And so, like, I snuck the ketchup glass bottle to the bathroom and, like, fucking rinsed it out so it was immaculately clean. And we left that empty ketchup bottle on the table. We left Denny's, and the waitress was just shaking her head like, oh, my God.
Yeah. These guys took every last drop. Was it you who ketchuped the guy who used to respond to behind by saying ketchup?
Oh, probably. I mean...
Yeah, I remember that story of the dude who would every fucking... every time you'd walk behind him and you'd say behind, that'd be a joke. Ketchup!
Oh, that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone got tired of that and fucking ketchuped the shit out of his white chef coat. Right?
Ooh,
Ketchup!
that could have been me.
It sounds like a young, fiery Jeff. Yeah.
That's pretty spectacular.
Jeff actually wasn't naturally a redhead. That's just all fire from his youth left over.
My burning soul.
His burning
Scalp.
soul, yeah. He was a blonde, and then he started working in the kitchen, and it all turned red, and his eyes turned black.
Yeah, actually, that does match some history, now that I think about it.
Yes. You enter the kitchen, and it's just like full black-eyed children mode, and you're like, let's get some food out of here, fuckers. Flames coming out of your fingertips. I'm ready to grill some fucking steaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The eyes only turn black when the server comes back and asks me for some special instructions. You know,
Yeah,
be quite honest.
that's
That's where it just fades right over.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Yeah.
can you make that gluten-free? It's bread. Yeah, but they want the bread bowl gluten-free. That's not a bread bowl. That's a gluten-free bowl.
These are two very different things.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've definitely had people tell me that they're like allergic to citrus before. And they're like, how are you alive? You're like 70 years old. How are you still making it out here? Just like some of the Just like some of the most ridiculous things. And yeah. What? I don't even understand what I'm supposed to do for you. Like,
I don't know what you really want with this. I think one of the worst that I had was someone asked for ahi tuna appetizer. We had a nice seared ahi, like band, fucking sexy piece of seared ahi, pickled vegetables and wasabi aioli, and they got it and they sent it back. They said it was raw. And it was like, it's supposed to be like that. It's a seared ahi. It's sushi quality fish. Like, what do you mean it's raw? And then you know, after further explanation and basically telling them this is how it's supposed to be, they said, no, that's not how you're supposed to cook tuna. You're supposed to cook it all the way. And then when I cooked it all the way for them, after fucking just raging about it, about ruining their fucking tuna, they asked for a side of mayonnaise.
Oh.
And I watched as they fucking just chopped it up and mixed it with mayonnaise. And I'm like, these motherfuckers thought they were ordering an $18 tuna fish sandwich appetizer? Like, that's basically what they were asking for. It's like, no, take that ahi, turn it into a tuna fish sandwich. And even getting outraged at the fact by, like, when they asked about the mayonnaise, even the server was like, they want mayonnaise. And I was like, they want mayonnaise? And he's like, yeah, they seemed upset that it wasn't already with it. And I gave him some wasabi aioli, and he took it out and came back with it. And he's like, no, they just want regular mayonnaise.
This wasabi aioli sounds like sour ranch to me.
Yeah, what are you trying to pull on me with this wasabi? Well, yeah. Yeah. And I understand if you're one of those people where you're like, the raw fish thing isn't my jam. Mm-hmm. But then you don't order the raw fish. Because we also had a ton of other things you could have ordered. Especially if you were that typical type of person with like that mindset where you're like, I don't eat raw fish. Then it's like, your appetizer preference probably would have been the fucking, steak satays or fucking loaded fries with cheese and bacon and truffle oil. Like, you can eat those and you can still be classy and not classy at the same time. We have a good setup here for all people.
I mean, poutine sounds very classy.
It does.
And
sounds very French.
It's really not. It's like actually like the most delicious, heart-stopping thing you've ever had.
Poutine. Cheese gravy and fries.
Yeah, like just go with that. What did you guys have? Oh, we had the poutine. It was absolutely delightful. And then you can avoid the whole raw fish thing altogether.
Yeah.
Like,
we had badass nachos there too that were pretty. It was like fried egg roll skins with fucking what was it? A smoked cheddar Mornay. Which is another one of those that's making fucking something sound fancy. It's basically cheese gravy.
Yeah. So
like a whole brick of smoked cheddar melted into some gravy. And on top of the fucking chips with Italian sausage and fucking pepperoncinis and all kinds of other shit. Like, there were no bad choices if you weren't a fish person. There was only one bad choice if you weren't a fish person.
Let's order the fish.
That's the fucking fish. Yeah.
I think undercut fanciness is like the whole purpose of some restaurant. Like the melting pot, you're literally there to just cook your own food. Yeah. Like the whole, and then you're like you're left and you've eaten like 10 bits of things. And you're like, but man, that fucking cheese was really good. And, you've paid $80 literally to cook your own food.
Yeah.
And have somebody come over and be like, can we get you drunker?
It's all about the setup. It's all about the gimmick. Yeah.
But I love that
I love that idea.
I fucking love that place.
Yeah.
I'll go there and
I've had similar ideas, but none that have ever come to fruition. Basically the same idea with, like, barbecue stuffs. Like, you show up and barbecue food that we give you and that you pay for, and then you buy beers while the food's cooking. You like reserve a barbecue and a picnic table for your family.
Oh,
that actually sounds really good.
And you show up and it's like
park, actually.
You got a ton of things that are like, all you got to do is show up to the barbecue spot. We got little games you can play. You pick out whatever meats or non-meats that you want. They're already marinated, already cut up.
Yeah, I would
you
go
pay
to that
us
place.
and cook for sure. Yeah,
that's really not a bad idea. And I'm thinking, like, can we go for like 2 hours at a stretch and like just pick a public park that already has a barbecue there, and like just like pop it up, like a pop-up
barbecue restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just Bogart like all 6 barbecues at a public park. These are actually part of our pop-up right now. No, I was going to have my kid's birthday here. All right, how many of you will there be? It's $5 a head.
Yeah, I mean, you may have a gold mine on your hands.
Yeah, there might be some bleeps in this episode. And then I had this idea, bleep, 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 bleep. And in public parks, bleep, bleep.
Well, the goal is like make enough for the fine in 2 hours, and then the rest is profit, right?
Yeah. And then we escape under the cover of a magic show.
Whoa.
Yeah, provided entertainment. Everyone pays, and they're like, wow, I can't believe this business is licensed. And now, smoke bomb. We're just sprinting out of the park.
Actually, yes, people would pay so much money to see and go and eat at a place where the whole thing just disappears, right?
Yeah, right before you're just
left
standing in a field at the end of it. Like, oh, fuck. This is a good restaurant.
Man, that's dedication.
They were lying when they said pop-up.
No,
How did I lose 6 hours? What did they put in my food?
Yeah, actually, like the whole disappear, like pop up, disappear, is a pretty good catch there. I think I mean,
I think so too. I think that would be a pretty good gimmick.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of bleeps in this episode, people.
Yeah, I still like the idea of just picturing the idea of us sprinting away after the smoke bomb from a public park with pockets full of money and a handful of barbecue. I wasn't going to leave without some ribs. God, I shouldn't have eaten so many ribs. Just a slow jog, really.
Yeah. I'll do maybe like a hustle shuffle, but like in my head I'm going, well, no one's going to ever find me at the bar, I guarantee you that. So that's exactly where I go.
No one's ever going to find me at my usual hang. They'll think I did something clever, like went into hiding.
Just switch up that routine, you know?
Yeah, I just moved to a booth instead of a bar stool.
Hey, that's how you stop people from robbing your home, I've heard, is you just switch up your routine.
Switch up your routine, and then they can't rob you.
And then you can't rob you.
Yeah.
Locks have a magical force field around them.
Yeah. Also, if you don't have a dog, make dog noises around your house a lot.
Yes.
Just randomly, in case anyone's ever listening, just make angry dog noises.
Even better yet, adopt a chupacabra now.
Ooh.
Before anything gets worse.
Actually, yeah,
it's crazy.
I think,
guys.
I think that's not only good for public safety, but good for the chupacabras. They need homes. The cartel are taking away all the chupacabra homes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of these cryptids that, we give these super malicious identities to, I feel like they might deserve being a little angry, we're fucking up their environments, shitting all over the place with our humanness. Like, if like a Yeti came for me and was like, "Hey, you're a problem," I'd be like, "You're right. I'm kind of a pest." Like,
you're right.
Busted.
The thing is, though, is
I
think it's just
I
think it's the same thing that we do with aliens. It's just us imprinting part of ourselves on whatever we see. Like, there's a Sasquatch out there. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna fucking shit everywhere. He's gonna throw rocks at people and yell at them. Like, no, that's a human thing. Actually, he's gonna look at you and he's gonna be like, "Oh fuck, I need a dip."
These fuckers are
crazy.
I am out.
Yeah, the same with the idea that like aliens are gonna come to Earth and they're gonna want to conquer and subjugate us and go to war. Like, or they're gonna come to Earth and they're gonna be like, "These motherfuckers are crazy." I showed up and I was like, "You guys want free energy?" And he's like, "You're bringing war on me, aren't you, alien?" And I fucking dipped. I picked up the Sasquatch and we fucking cut out.
Yes. I definitely would expect that aliens may be just watching us and just waiting for us to redestruct ourselves again and reborn in the next cycle. We're gonna hold off on all of that. These guys are crazy.
For sure, they traveled light years away and they're looking at our pale blue dot, which the blue part is predominantly water, which makes it a very mineable planet. And they're like, we're gonna get that water, but let's just go ahead and kick back for a second here. They'll kill themselves first.
Absolutely.
Well, see that's another one of those I think we totally imprinted on them. The idea, because that's another big idea, aliens are going to come to Earth because they need to mine our resources and they have to get through us first. Motherfuckers, if you can fly through space, I doubt you need anything we can offer you. You're going to come down here and be like, "Yes, cow farts. That's what we've been missing. We can travel faster than the goddamn speed of light, but we need to come here for your fucking cow farts."
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point there, Dusty. We might... So, if we think about it, that means they're basically coming to Earth as guests on a Dr. Phil show, just to watch things unfold.
Yeah, exactly. They're the audience on Jerry Springer.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Shit's
more
about
apropos.
to get wild. Yeah. I think it's going to be funny because the idea of aliens, if we ever do have first contact with them, right, where it's we finally talk to the aliens. We're going to find out it's like fifth contact. They're going to be like, no, we came down, we were here in ancient Egypt. Like, you talked to ancient Egyptian people and taught them how to build pyramids? Like, no. They were crazy too. We talked to fucking cats. They've known this whole time what was up. Yeah. That's why they keep looking at you guys like assholes. They're waiting for you to figure it out so they can go back to space.
That was probably the perfect disguise for them.
Yeah.
Like, they were the cats, you know? They didn't talk to them. They were the cats.
They were the
They
cats.
were the
yeah.
cats.
And then we came back and we talked to Sasquatch. He's actually totally chill. He doesn't like you guys. Please leave him alone.
He really just wants to chill out with his gardenias and drink a beer. Like,
He's
leave
got
the man
an amazing
alone.
garden. You fuckers need to leave him alone.
It takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Next was the dolphins, because they fuck.
Dolphins
that was a
do
wild
more than
encounter.
fuck. Dolphins do a lot of things.
Like make fun of humans?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we
they
went
do.
down, we talked shit on you guys.
Thanks for all the
and
fish.
then, yeah.
Douglas Adams, like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, way down the line, fourth or fifth contact. It's like, we finally decided we should talk to you assholes. Knock it off. Yeah. And then aliens leave.
I mean, for real, I think we fucked up a lot, obviously, but like, I think we had something really going for us when we were living out of the sides of caves or out of the sides of cliffs.
Yeah, you just came back from Mesa Verde. That is
I'm thinking so much
actually an
about
experience.
people.
Yeah, people in cliffside
In
fucking
cliffside.
party caverns.
Yes, party caverns.
Yeah.
Man.
They seemed like they really had something that was like actually truly good going for them for a while there. I'm a little jealous, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go to like the Matrix and like Lawrence Fishburne, or I think it's Larry down the basement, and just like the party cavern going on, great music, like
All the wet hair flying about.
Exactly.
There's no water source. Once you realize there's no water source, that scene takes a different idea. You're like, these people aren't getting rained on. They are just real sweaty in that hot cave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I imagine like with all of those people in one spot under the ground necessarily, it's pretty good insulation on its own.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Guaranteed.
Sweaty. Yeah.
When we went, it was cold. It was very cold.
I mean, if people could live in an igloo, they could live in that party cavern.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, people can withstand anything, but, when you're just very used to your little weed den, it's super warm.
Super nice.
It's
Way better than the...
You're like, whoa.
What is it? Zion? The
Yeah,
Matrix?
that's
Way
what
better
it
than
is.
the Zion cave parties. Where everyone's overly moist. I mean, if you rewatch The Matrix, motherfuckers don't just look like they're sweaty. They look like they were hosed down.
Yes.
They
With
are
canola
drenched.
oil.
Yeah, with oil. There's some wet dredge just flopping around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
for
how you
Keanu-
catch something.
For Keanu Reeves, just all of the women.
Of course.
You're like, this is how I maintain my sheen.
Now I get it.
Yeah. If only.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes
Keanu's
sense.
one of our fans, theoretically. Or one of his fan pages is.
Ooh.
So either
That's
a fan
cool.
of Keanu as a fan or Keanu as a fan. But either way, we love you, Mr. Reeves.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to come hang out down here in Southwest Colorado.
I want to hear about
Absolutely.
exactly how wet it was in that cave.
I mean,
Yeah, we got things to talk about.
Yeah, I know you got the inside scoop on how oiled up motherfuckers were while they were down there dancing.
Yes, it's very arid here in Durango. We love to talk about moisture. It's great. It's exactly what it is.
And I do want to ask, is The Matrix literally the sequel to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I mean, wouldn't that be like Excellent Adventure from like that phone booth? It's always to The Matrix.
Oh shit, the end of the fucking first Matrix. He gets into the
Whoa.
phone booth. He comes out of the phone booth at the end of the first Matrix, man. It's all tied together.
Mr. Reeves, I've got some questions. Please contact us.
Contact us.
Also, how do you like your steak cooked?
Yeah, that's important things to know. We will be serving steaks, but we will be eating them like animals.
Yes.
Ooh, isn't like that a perfect thing for like a rack of lamb when you chop it up? It's like meat sickles, like popsicles, you know?
Oh, dude, I love rack of lamb just for that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, I love the meat sickles.
How like there's like one big bowl of like those chopped up lamb bones, meat sickles.
That was still the best bite of food I've ever had, and probably one that if I were to eat regularly would have caused me to die within like a year. But it was a piece of medium rare lamb with some demi-glaze on top of it, and then a piece of medium rare duck.
Oh, jeez.
And then it was wrapped in a piece of fresh local bacon that we got from a farmer's market. Yeah.
Oh my god, that isn't a moose boosh to
That
go
is
like.
a moose boosh, yeah. And so the funny thing too was someone was trying to challenge me to a barbecue contest, and like the contest was for burgers, but the lamb was icing on the cake. Like I beat him horribly with the burgers, but then. After that, I was just like, hey, you guys want to try the best thing you've ever had in your life? If want to challenge me to a barbecue, here's lamb, duck, bacon, demi-glaze.
Fuck. I think like I wasn't there for eating that one, but I do recall serving you like the one bite Benedict once.
That's pretty dope, yeah.
I mean, you know, we punch out like a little piece of fucking English muffin. I poached just the egg yolk itself, you know, instead of making holidays, I just poached egg yolk. And then wrapped in prosciutto, like I deep fried the prosciutto and put that around like the little punched out like fucking English muffin thing. Egg yolk right there. And because, well, I just feel like it topped it with fresh hollandaise, you know.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It all fit on spoon.
That was yummy.
Shit.
That used to be our jam. I remember that trying to make, we'd always fuck around when it was slow, and we'd try to make the best one-bite meals.
For
and
sure.
just, we'd have a regular spoon, and that was your plate. That was what you plated in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, make a whole little plate in the fucking spoon, and then just give it to someone like One Bite Benedict.
It's like a whole Food Channel show right there.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
There's going to be a lot of
Really
bleeps on
cool.
this episode. Actually, we'll leave that one. Food Network, if anybody's out there listening, we love you guys. We'll take the job. Cooking with Pros and Cons. We got a TV show. One bite meals. We'll finish everyone with a one bite meal.
Maybe like the Amuse Bouche douchebag show.
Moose douche. That is the name of a comedy about a fucking kitchen right there. A comedy about a restaurant. A
I'd watch
moose
it.
douche. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to break out the pens here pretty quick, I guess.
Yeah, damn, there's gonna
who's
be-
writing this down?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of beeps in this episode.
Obviously, the producer at Food Network is writing this down.
I
Stay
hope
optimistic.
so. Yeah.
You know,
He's got the ideas. Or Keanu Reeves' fan page is writing it down.
absolutely. They're
Or the
submitting
real
it
real
right now.
Keanu Reeves. Hopefully.
With any luck.
I would love to cook one bite of food for you, Mr. Reeves.
Yes, I will cook. Yeah, that's actually a challenge. We will cook you the best single bite of food you've ever had in your life.
Yes, it'll be just like eating at a $800 restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I might buy you a
One
drink
bite.
as well. We'll see.
There you go.
We will make you the best one bite meal you have ever had in your life, and the cheapest get you fucked up quick drink we can come up with.
And the Long Island iced tea.
It's like a
With no
turducken, but it's just liquor in a cup.
Yeah,
All the clears.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Exactly.
called all the clears.
including the ever one.
Or my favorite drink, the Rebel Collins.
Rebel Collins.
Yeah, that's a pint glass of wild turkey with a curly straw in it.
Yeah, buddy.
And you don't drink it out of the curly straw. The curly straw is so you get airflow to the bottom of the cup.
Is it like pureed turkey? Or is it just...
No, wild turkey, the whiskey.
The bourbon.
The bourbon.
Whoa,
yeah.
all right, well, you
It's basically a cup of whiskey.
I may have called myself out there as a beer and wine drinker.
No worries. Not long ago, like maybe 2 years, I came up with a Phillips screwdriver. You know, like I thought that was a fantastic drink. It was basically a screwdriver, but half the amount of orange juice and half Red Bull. But then when you look it up, it's like there's so many like trademark names for drinks, like all the fucking way over the board. and they're saying like, oh, like that's a TikTok. I'm like, oh,
What?
well, fuck.
Fuck. Yeah. You know what? That's the thing that we're lacking on is we need to start just trademarking shit. The
Yeah.
trademarking game is tight. Like, if you can get in on the trademarking game, you've got some shit.
Yeah, we don't need to invent shit. We just need to trademark it.
We just need to trademark it and wait for someone else to invent it. And be like, I need to buy that trademark now.
Give
Yep.
me your plans.
Yeah, give me your money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do the legwork, and I will count your money for you.
Oh, that's fair. This is a royalty, sir.
Yeah. I mean, that's how. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that have. I actually was looking into trademarks and patents and stuff recently, and it's actually like there's a whole game of that richer people do, because if you have just spare money, you just start going and buying patents for random shit that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically come up with the most basic idea for anything stupid you can think of and buy a patent on it. And then wait. And then whenever someone actually comes up with a way to do that thing, someone who's actually putting in some legwork and trying to create, they then have to go to you, and you get to name the price that they have to pay to make it. So,
Yep.
Is this why Tesla is so pissed off at Edison? Because Edison got the trademark on electricity?
well,
That's probably
Edison,
exactly
yeah,
what it is.
Edison stole some serious shit
Yeah.
from him.
But he just like put the trademark on like a fucking
Trademark.
natural
I got
event.
electricity.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's actually pretty close. I'm pretty sure. It's been a
Okay.
while since I've watched some Tesla shit, but I'm pretty sure it's something pretty close to that. And he made him sound like a fucking crazy mad scientist.
Yeah. And that's how people have been stealing ideas from women for hundreds of years.
She's a witch!
She's crazy. She's
Burn her.
hysterical.
Burner.
She's not at all reacting very normally to the set of societal consequences that have been set upon her at all. No.
Yeah, the woman.
Also,
hey,
she's a
hey
genius.
guys, do you guys think maybe we actually might revolve around the sun? She's a witch! I got the craziest idea, though, when we were burning that witch. That did you guys ever think about the fact maybe we're rolling around the sun, not the other way around?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's genius. It's a good thing you're not a witch.
No shit. Man, like that's directly like how it happened. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
The Tesla thing, too, I could totally see that, because if Edison tells you that this guy's a mad scientist and it's coming from him, you're going to be sitting there looking, you're like, this motherfucker just electrocuted an elephant to death in front of us. If he's calling this other dude crazy, I don't want to see what he's going to do.
no shit.
Well, I mean, I am struggling to remember the exact details. I think I read somewhere that they were saying like the person who invented the electric chair like got a Nobel Prize or something. And, like,
Well, it wasn't a peace prize. Fuck.
it was not a peace
Well, maybe
prize.
it was a rest in peace prize.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Nobel Rest in Peace Prize.
And I was like, yeah, we do. Yeah, there's a lot of celebratory things, you know. And just question now, but just like a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know, sure, he did get the prize, but also before it was kind of worse, so I could see that at least. Them giving him a prize, and he's like, listen, I wasn't into the killing people, but I was really tired of watching dudes shit themselves in the middle of the street while I'm on my way to work. The traffic for a fucking hanging is insane. Do it here, do it with electricity, and let me go to work on time. I've got to get to the electric company where I watch Edison kill fucking elephants.
Jeez.
You see this? Watch me shock this thing. Tesla's a monster, right?
I'm not going to disagree with him at that point.
Stop shocking the monkey.
Yeah.
It's fine. We taught him how to smoke cigarettes. We'll just give him a cigarette after that. You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need one after that.
Gonna need one after that. He actually enjoys this. That's what makes it weirder. Yeah.
Exactly. And if you ever wonder why service industry people smoke cigarettes, it's somewhat along the same line.
Yeah, we're the monkey being shot, and you're Edison.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that POS ticket noise that comes out is almost like a fucking taser volt every time. You know?
Just learned helplessness.
Ow.
Just sitting in the corner of the box, like, geez, stop!
Stop hitting me! I mean, it's almost like you get through like the 15th round of a boxing match. And all of a sudden, like, there's round 16, and round 17, and round 18. And you're like, wait, this is against the rules. Like,
Yeah. Well, I recall having that before where I actually at one point wished that I was a UFC fighter instead of a fucking cook. Because I was like, they get to tap out.
Yeah.
Like, I tap all day. Like, I would literally, and that was also a bad time too. So, like, walk back, and I'd literally look at the bed and be like, I am done. I am tapping. And it's like, you fucker, get back to work. Because I was tapping. I was tapping out. Yeah.
There's only so much human capital that I can be. The rest of me is just human.
Human, yeah.
Just Dusty. And still Jeff. It might have been like the beginnings of like a friendship there when we realized we're on a 3-legged race here, all right? I mean, we've got like hours to go, weeks to go here. St. Patty's Day weekend, like that one, like we've pushed so much food out of that blessed Leaky Roof Gastropub in Portland, But I mean, we took a 40-minute break and just opened and closed it, and I don't know. I mean, is it a 50-seater maybe? And
it's just like lines out the door all day. That was insanity. Yeah, there's been some insane moments. Yeah.
I definitely think like all of that like intensity at work also has like a flip side. Like I've definitely been ready. I mean, I think everybody who's worked with people has been ready to fight a customer at some point. Like physically, you're rolling up your sleeve, you got your dukes up, you're like, I'm gonna knock a bitch out today.
Yeah.
Today's the day.
Exactly.
Today's the day.
And you just like the amount that it takes to hold yourself back from that sometimes is like a lot.
Yeah, flip side to like working in the industry forever. Well, cigarettes, alcoholism, bad choices, waking up in strange people's beds every now and then, going like, "Oh my fuck, shit!"
Look, I had a customer last place I was working at. I had a customer who I really wanted to beat the shit out of him, and it was partially the job that stopped me. It was partially like I cannot physically attack the customer, but the other part of it was he was like fucking 70. It's like,
man, you need respect for the elders.
A 70, like, I want to hit you, but I don't want to kill you. Like, you went to Vietnam, probably. I don't want to be the reason you die, because you got mouthy with a line cook who was by a barbecue, and he just floored you. And it's like, well, okay.
Yeah, war might have killed you, but this line cook will.
This line cook will. You thought you knew war, motherfucker.
Well, maybe today was his day,
Yeah, I think that disconnect is so interesting. Like, definitely some people, like, when they come in and they are, like, they're able to compartmentalize other human beings so easily. And you're like, this is weird. This is a weird interaction. I don't feel like I'm talking to another person. And you're just like, where did that come from?
I feel like that's that's the border too of like before serial killer. That's like 2 steps before. It's like you hit that border where you can completely disregard the feelings and thoughts of another human being. And then the next step is like, I started killing animals. So what? The third step is like, I murder people a lot.
Yeah, I'm burying people
Don't
on the
check
moors,
the crawl space.
pulling and eating Brady. Like, this is,
Did you guys know walls are hollow?
Oh, man.
Again, what is that strange smell? It cannot be dog poop.
That doesn't smell like a dead mouse.
Yeah, something smells like me leaving really fast.
I gotta get out of here.
Disappear smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb.
Oh my god, absolutely yes.
That's why I always keep a pocket full of flour. just in case I need to smoke bomb someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god.
I guess it'd be better than blackening seasoning.
I keep another pocket full of blackening seasoning, but that's just for if my food's too bland.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste that on an enemy.
Absolutely.
You blinded me, but god damn. Is that fennel? That's amazing.
It's dry fennel. You didn't like properly roast it before you ground it, motherfucker.
It's dry fennel.
Yes.
I couldn't find good fennel. Don't judge me.
I have to admit, I definitely really miss like going out and hanging out with work friends after work, like late night.
Yeah.
Which is like, I guess, something that pandemic life has sort of, at least, obviously, like, taken back on a lot. But
Yeah, it's altered, you know.
mm-hmm.
I got a couple homies at the local bar that like I look forward to like hanging out with, and sometimes like, it's just like sitting next to them. We both had like a fucking long ass day at like at different restaurants or whatever, and it's completely like shut down. Like you don't say anything until one cocktail and one cigarette is completed. And it's like, what's up? And then all of a sudden, like 18 cocktails later, you're like, you know, everything just comes out. You know?
And you're like, I can throw darts at that tree. They're like, please don't fuck up our darts. No, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun.
I have amazing aim.
Oh yeah,
That's a personal story.
this guy's a dart aficionado myself. Got my own sets and all that.
Nice.
And well, when like the mud dries up out there, like I have a dartboard I could put on a post out there and throw darts at, which is so great. I love throwing darts, mainly because, you know, as opposed to playing pool, like when you throw a dart, if you're off by like 2 millimeters, yeah, you missed it.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah,
and there's another hole in your wall.
And then like when you're playing pool, you could be off by like a half inch and still make your shot, you know. So. Maybe like that little precision right there, you know, like back of the house, like saute style, like fucking thinking, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's exact. I see that 100% for sure.
I only ever had 2 like recreational kind of sports like that I got down on, and both of them are now illegal. So I'm fucked. You know, lawn darts, and chicken fighting, and you know. I'm too old to get my ass whooped by a rooster again, so lawn darts is all I got left, and those are illegal.
Time to take up, like, slacklining.
Yeah, time to take up something safe, like slacklining.
Jeez.
Krav Maga.
Oh my god, I tried that, and I remember once, like, I went in for a few free sessions, because, of course, after that it was prohibitively expensive. But, the first few ones they went into, I remember them saying, you're gonna feel uncomfortable, but just work through it. And I'm like, is this a casting call? Like,
What's going on?
Oh,
what's
man.
happening?
Why is Harvey
Here?
Weinstein sitting in
How
the corner with a
uncomfortable
bottle
am I
of baby
gonna-
oil?
Yeah, how uncomfortable am I gonna feel punching somebody in the face? I expected this to be cathartic. Like, what's going on here?
I'll make you Cinderella.
Exactly.
Harvey!
You're like, whoa. Woo, okay.
That was probably the scariest voice I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
Like you playing Harvey Weinstein. Jesus. Got like the chicken skin.
Oh, I need a shower now. So that's how bad Harvey Weinstein is. You do his voice once and you need to take a shower.
Yeah. Like a whole spiritual cleansing.
A whole
Burn some
spiritual,
sage.
yeah.
Yeah,
Take a bleach
smudge.
shower.
I need a smudge.
Yeah. Ooh.
Golly.
The wild bro.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah. I think we're going to take a quick little break.
Because I like cigarettes and I don't smoke inside. So sorry, folks. It's on me.
Yeah.
In theory, I'll be right back, I swear.
Yeah. I like to announce it to you guys. I mean, it doesn't actually equate to anything for you folks, but I like to let you know just because I keeps it honest.
Take a break for yourself.
Take a break for yourself. This is a good point. Pause, stretch your legs, stretch your butthole.
Work on your chakras.
work on your chakras. That follows into stretching your butthole. I'm pretty sure. I think that's.
I was
one
thinking
of
like
That's your root chakra.
That's your root chakra, bro. That's why you put root vegetables up it.
Hey, and if you're out there like the company of Kit Kat bars, let us know. I'll sponsor you. We'll take a break.
We will take a break. Yes. All right. We'll be back.
Cheers, guys.
And we are back. See, told you it wouldn't be too long.
Yeah, just like that. You probably didn't even notice we were gone.
Yeah. Want to know how to time travel? Get a fucking recorder.
Hit stop recording.
Yeah. Stop. And then go again. Time travel.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I had something to bring up because I feel like I put myself out there. I did a thing. I did the fucking DoorDash thing, right? Got some food delivered to me. I was like, I know people right now, they're struggling, so there's a lot more DoorDash drivers and shit. We'll get some food. And I saw this place that was kind of marketed as a new local burger spot. And I was like, ooh, the Burger Den.
Yeah,
I was like, okay. Give me some fucking fat burgers. They were expensive. They're slightly expensive, but I was like, it's okay. Fresh, like, new local business, even though I'm not going out, like, take my money. I'll eat the fries soggy and let it be delivered to me. Take my money, new local
I
business.
support local business.
For sure.
Yeah. So I felt robbed and lied to. It turns out the Burger Den is Denny's.
Oh, what the fuck?
And they marketed their burger section basically as its own restaurant and added a couple of more burgers and shit. But it's a fucking Denny's hamburger marketed as a Denny's hamburger. And they upcharge for it too. It's more expensive to get a Burger Den hamburger.
It's not even a local business.
It's not a local business. It's a fucking Denny's. Like, if I knew I was getting it from Denny's, I would have probably got breakfast.
Advertisers are getting too smart.
Yeah.
Someone's telling me that our senator is going to get a really mean, angry letter from Dusty.
Oh, he is. He is
Yes.
going to get quite the letter. And the senator of DoorDash, too.
Oh, absolutely. Talk to DoorDash and ask them why they keep telling me that they're hiring in this area, and then they tell me once I log in that there are no positions
But they're not hiring.
available.
We're hiring in this area.
I really could have used a job for like 4 months, guys. So maybe just work on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Update your webpage. Don't put out the ads if you can't afford it.
The simplest thing would just be like to let me be able to change my location. I had to call somebody to change my location on the app to get out of the little page that said we're not hiring in your area. So I thought for the first time I was like, oh, maybe it's just talking about Fredericksburg still, because once the pandemic hit and we graduated college, everybody was looking for jobs. DoorDash was out of the question. So I thought maybe it was the same thing here. I don't know.
No. Still harassing you. Like,
Yep.
hey, do you want a job? Guess what? Can't have one.
Can't have one. Hey, you want a job? Can't have one.
We're just here to gaslight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and this is life. Like the whole fucking pandemic thing and all that shit. Like everything's like just going down like really quickly like this. It's like I don't even know anymore like what is actually factual or what I'm just making up in my own fucking head.
Yes. Yeah. I have no idea. It's like a giant clusterfuck. There's too much fucking information. And I don't know.
And not enough information
And
at
not
the
enough
same
at the same
time.
time. Exactly. Yeah. And you're like, there's just like seems like it'd be a really simple thing. It's not.
No, it's definitely not.
No.
I mean, it's just like depressing that we haven't changed our response to these kinds of things in 100 years. Like, you see like these like old posters or pictures of people suffering from like the Spanish flu or through the Spanish flu, and they're talking about like people who like don't wear masks or whatever in their public places, or like just throwing a lot of shade. And it's like the same debate that we have now, literally 100 years later, about something so simple, you know? And it's just like, and nobody has enough information.
No.
No, it's interesting to mention it like that, too. Like, we haven't figured out a better method.
In 100 years.
Like, that's still one, it's stupid that there's still the debate, but then two, it's incredibly silly that there's not a better method. Like,
Absolutely.
In those days, they were arguing, but both parties could probably concede, like, you should fucking wear a mask. Fuck you. Masks aren't going to help you. They're like, well, you know what? The one thing we're both agreeing on is, in the future, this won't be a problem. They'll have flying cars and breathe space air.
Yes.
And then,
Sure.
the future comes and it's like, fucking, you wear a mask, asshole.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, I think like the whole like time travel thing. I'm like, wait, so we have no like hover skateboards like from Back to the Future, and this is definitely not like a Blade Runner society. But I think both of those movies like were scheduled to like be the new reality.
Oh yeah. We were supposed to be freezing criminals in 1996.
Oh, Demolition Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Supposed to be freezing criminals.
no
You
way.
know what that would do for our prison system? Assumingly, absolutely nothing, because being frozen for your time of punishment is almost like non-existent time to you. It'd basically be like, you're getting punished 90 years in jail, and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to come out an old man? Oh, it's going to be horrible. It's like, no, we're going to freeze you so you don't age. Like, well...
So I don't miss anything?
Well, it's 90 years is still going to be a long time to just be sitting in a block of ice. For you, it will be instantaneous. Well, fuck it, let's go.
It'll just be just
They'll
like
have
a break in
flying
podcast.
cars by then.
Never know.
It seems like a good like a step forward, like time future warp in the future. But my question is, do you actually dream? And we're in like a crypto like fucking stasis or whatever they call it, And 90 years of dreams might change me a little bit myself.
Oh, time doesn't mean shit in a dream, no. That's the problem with dreams, is like anyone who talks about time and dreams, it's like, the two things are not correlated at all. Like, I've had the most epic dreams in like a 15-minute nap. And then I've slept for like 14 hours, and it was just like closing my eyes and opening them. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
dream time is relative to whatever you're dreaming.
Oh, totally. Well, I mean, yeah. I think all time is relative, right?
All time is relative, bro.
Pretty subjective,
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so one of my theories is that when I'm, I maybe get like blacked out at a bar or whatever, and I just walk home and I just don't remember exactly how I walked home. It's because it's so routine and it's so like a non-like, it doesn't spark like my interest at all. It's just mundane. And that's why I just like don't have space for that in my memory. But like,
Vodka. Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Side note.
But if you want to know like the annual rainfall of like Brazil in like the year 1997, I got that.
What is it?
96.3.
Oh, Uncle Google.
All right, let's check it out. Fact check me.
What was your number?
96.3 annual rainfall percentage in Brazil.
1996, right?
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna get busted right here. And
No, I believe it. I'm here. I have all the faith. I got one. Michael Jackson died on a Thursday.
Oh.
I don't know. I remember the Thursday. I remember what I was doing. I don't know why I remembered it was a Thursday.
I remember Kurt Cobain's. That was on Wednesday.
See, just remember those things sometimes.
Yeah, it was a long day. Like I just felt sad. I wasn't one of those kids who like fucking carved his name in my fucking arm or anything, but I'm just like,
You're
Jesus.
not that committed.
Well, your number was what? 96.3?
0.3 or 93.6. I'm sorry.
93.6. First of all, it's a good guess. That's not a bad guess.
You could just tell me I'm full of shit.
I mean, I'm gonna progressively break it down, but you gave a 0.3 to an average annual estimate. They're not, they're averaging. They're just gonna round it.
Oh, come on.
That was what threw me off
So
in the
what is
beginning
the
when you added a
estimate,
point.
then?
I'm like, it's between. Wait, that's just the average. Okay, so that's not 1996. Now we need to check. Now it will.
Okay. The fucking suspense is killing me here, bud.
And it just says on there,
I mean, it's not.
it's been nothing in the past several years. We're really fucking up shit. Maybe we should really stop.
They're like, please do something more than Google.
I don't know if you noticed, but California's still on fire.
And Australia, like that other continent. It's just weird to think about. Like, there's a whole continent on fire, and it was just a blip in the news.
Like, shouldn't we talk about this? Oh my gosh. No, I might get government docs for some of this, but I was working for FEMA for a little bit as an intern, which was a very cool internship. But I do remember this one, like, there was some kind of hearing or a meeting that they had invited even, like, the interns to come discuss, like, climate change terminology within government papers and stuff. And the next thing I knew, all the interns had gotten disinvited from this. They
Oh, shit.
told it had gotten shut down. And the next day I read an article about how climate change terminology had been completely removed from any documentation about natural disasters that we needed to be prepared for.
Yeah,
which
because obviously a flat Earth doesn't have climate change.
I know, for real.
clearly
Yeah.
never, not even an atmosphere.
Everyone knows the climate is controlled by the giant hamster in the middle of the flat Earth that spins his wheel.
And he's just been not spinning lately.
He hasn't been spinning because
been
we
having
haven't been
an episode.
appeasing him by chopping down enough rainforest.
Clearly.
Oh,
That's
obviously.
what the hamster wants.
Yes.
Chop
More
down the
rainforest.
rainforest. And to get this out there, technically, from what I can see, I guess by way of an overly
Is that I'm
large
full of
average,
shit?
you're right. But
Really?
well, I mean, it says from what I saw, I couldn't find exact data for 1996, but what I found is the average annual rainfall is from 2,000 to 3,000 milliliters, which is 80 to 120 inches.
So that split the difference right in between that.
You're in the range.
Yeah, you're in the range.
All right.
You just gave just
But
about
then
as
what-
good of an estimate as anybody who studies water there.
Yeah, but if you ask me who my servers' names are, I can't tell you their fucking front names. Good, I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, this one says 39 to 59 inches in a year.
No, see,
Yeah.
you tell me I'm right, then you tell me I'm wrong.
Which is odd. I think it's just bad math on one of their parts. Because the milliliters are exactly the thing. Oh, no, I guess it is more milliliters. Huh. Yeah, fuck it. We'll call you right for the sake of this one. If he's wrong, someone get back to us and yell at him on the internet.
That's fine. Call me names. I guarantee you I called myself worse names today than you can call me. So there's an invite.
I'm really encouraging like a raging Brazil climatologist that gets a hold of this. Like, you don't know shit about 1990. Goddamn 6. We had forests.
And hopefully,
Jungles.
like,
Jungles.
in Portuguese, his name is Karen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh my god, a Portuguese Karen. And growing up on Maui, and any of you Hawaiian brothers out there listening, you know what the difference is between what most people think of as people from Portugal and what us Hawaiian people, or not Hawaiian, I'm not a Hawaiian person, what us people who have lived in Hawaii think about Portuguese people. Because there's two total differences. Like anyone who I've met on the mainland, they think of Portuguese people, and they're like, people from Portugal, which is near Spain, so they're similar. And you talk to Hawaiian people or people who have lived in Hawaii about Portuguese people, and they're like, fucking Portuguese. That's a guy that will not stop talking. So a Portuguese Karen, in my mind, is just like an hour-long rant. Bro, you know why you did them wrong? Let me tell you why you did them wrong, you fucker. When you was back on the crosswalk, you remember when you was walking, and you was over there on the sidewalk before the crosswalk, which we was talking about the crosswalk. Which a crosswalk is lines. They put lines on the concrete.
Jeez.
At the paint. They make paint at the paint factory.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Please, anyone out there, like, don't have this Portuguese Karen call me. Like, Dusty wants it to happen. I really don't, so.
Oh, my God. If you can give us some audio file cuts of Portuguese Karen, I will figure out a way to put you on a sketch comedy TV show. I promise you that right now.
Jeez.
Yes, just direct your roasts at me instead at Night of the Beast on Instagram. Follow me.
Hey, I got one for you, Tosh. Like, I've been thinking pretty heavily about the color blue today. You know,
It's a good color.
yeah, I kind of appreciate it myself. And thinking about it, like, I was reading an article that was saying that the ability to recognize the color blue in the visual spectrum is a recent development in, like, a human, like, you know, evolution, I suppose.
But why?
Well,
Why? I want to know more.
it seems like a low frequency, you know, and I can see people like seeing like purple and black, you know, like on that side of the color spectrum range. Mm-hmm. But the arguing point is that in a lot of like Homer's Iliad and the Odyssey, like there's reference to a lot of colors, but they've been out in the ocean forever, like between the sun and the sky, you know, and the sea, and so there's just blue out there. Mm-hmm. He never once really recognizes like the color blue in his writings.
That's really cool. Wait,
that is cool, but the ancient Greeks did talk about blue, and they did use blue.
So it's in the mythologies?
That they've used blue. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna...
I don't know, blue is such like a weird color, especially like in advertising now. It's used to convey like that coolness and something trustworthy and sturdy and all of these like different things, and so people are really loving blue right now.
Yeah. And if they can keep that up for a little while, just keep that up out there, love on that blue. Keep that up, folks, for just a little bit while until I can get rich off it.
Yes.
I will trademark the color blue.
Yes, I will trademark the color blue. We will be a blue people group.
I mean, I'm sure you can find some latitude and longitude of blue that has not been claimed yet. Just go on Adobe Illustrator and start like fucking around with the little color guys there.
Until you can get to a certain point of blue that doesn't exist. Oh my god, the blue that doesn't exist.
Like now that I think about it, like going back to the French Renaissance, I believe that, you know, like a lot of artists, you know, Van Gogh comes to mind immediately. The only like a pigment they had for blue was mined out of the Czech Valley range, and that was like straight turquoise, which they mixed into their acrylic paints and oils. But the thing is, like when you grind it up, it actually becomes really toxic. And so a lot of like the Renaissance painters who specialized in blue, like maybe like a Monet and Manet as well, you know, went fucking crazy because like they're exposed to these toxic fumes.
Yeah, artists definitely, I think have gotten the short end of the stick for materials in the past, and so many of them have just kind of gotten the brain fried from crazy colors, crazy colors, crazy paints.
They walked past where the sidewalk ends.
Exactly. Yep. If you're an interior designer from yay old asbestos, popcorn ceilings.
A fun one about like toxicity is like the 5 years where I made mustard professionally. A lot of my full shifts were like in a full gas mask style like setup, you know. Mm-hmm. And I knew like when I'm making, I don't know, fucking thousands of gallons of Dijon, like I got to wear a gas mask all day for multiple shifts, and that's why when I kind of shave it down to where like I can get a good seal on my face when I'm shaving the beard off a little bit because I know I'm just in for it.
Yeah.
But mustard gas fumes for 5 years, it's what brought me to where I'm at today, I guess.
You're like, this is my unraveling. Yeah, I don't know. I think cooking, creating of any kind is just like the human niche. Like, I think that's our ultimate purpose, is to make things, and I think that making food is such cool artistry of its own, and I like watching people do it. I watch people talk about it. It's cool stuff.
Yeah. I have a follow-up.
All right, so this is where he tells me I'm full of shit.
Actually, Mr. High Mythology over here doesn't know as much about it, what he's talking about. The Greeks didn't have a word for blue. There was no actual word for blue, but it is believed that they possibly knew that it existed because the Egyptians had a word for blue. But the Egyptians were also the only culture at that time that had an ability to produce blue. So it is still heavily debated. Many people are on your side that ancient people, a lot of them couldn't see blue. Because black and white are mentioned so often, but blue is never actually mentioned.
Okay.
Do you guys remember that what color is the dress thing? Like back in 2016, 2017, and it came out and people were like, it's yellow and white, and some people are like, it's blue and black.
Oh, like a optical illusion style. Yeah.
And people were like, it's just the way your screen is mounted. I'm like, I don't believe that. And there's something else cool going on here.
And some
Somebody
people
dig
were
in.
like, it's telling me to burn things down.
What?
That's why you don't put optical illusions up on the internet. They might fuck with someone too hard.
Oh
Is
my
it blue or
God.
black or red or yellow? Or should I just burn it all to the ground? Okay, dress. I'll burn it all to the ground. Thank you.
All right. Sounds like a good plan. You know, people have burned it all to the ground for much less. So
People were burning.
why not a dress?
Actually, that's another one you just contradicted my thought there. Yeah, because totally, people have been burning things to the ground way before apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need an app. Is that a cloud? It kind of looks like a dragon. I'm going to go home and burn my fucking house down then. Thanks,
Are you
Phil.
trying to say that arson lives inside all of us? A little bit.
A little bit inside of all of us.
People who love incense, like myself, it's just, if just like a little extra bad trauma had happened, maybe it would be arson, I think most people are maybe just like a little extra trauma away from doing something like that.
I thought like arson and petty theft were a part of like middle school,
Yeah. I remember one time somebody was like, do you want to come hang out and like burn stuff in a tire pit? And I was like,
yes. What else are we
but
going to do?
also,
We're going to break into the fucking
know that
barn
was a
and
thing.
steal something. We're going to steal lighter fluid out of the barn and then go make a fire in the tire pit. Fuck yes, larceny and fucking and arson.
How can we counterfeit something?
Yeah, what can we make that's fake?
Definitely more exciting than most things I do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of why people like Dustin are like back of the house people rather than front of the house people.
These things burn.
Yeah. At least back there you have an Ansel system. If only everyone had that in life.
I'm just sitting there throwing dry ice into the deep fryer. Hey! Look what it does.
Well, if you want to fuck with the fry cook, he's pissed off, maybe like owes you $20 or whatever.
Yeah.
A couple ice cubes this direction.
It's good.
Yeah, it works.
Until he grabs the fry out of the fryer and throws it at you with a pair of tongs.
It's all about subverted revenge in the restaurant industry.
Oh, for sure. My first job, now I think about it, I had a great one. I was maybe 16 years old at the time, and like I started there when I was 14. So I had a couple years there on the ground. Established basically. But one girl cook was fucking with me, and she was maybe early 30s. I was like 16. And like while I'm taking an order out of a drive-through window, all of a sudden I feel like the slap of a wet tomato on the side of my face, right there. It rolls down. I keep on taking the order, all pleasant it's going to be and all that shit, like, oh man, bitch, it's on. It's on.
Yeah.
And like she's just all like laughing and whatever. And it's back in the days where, her t-shirt was still like exposing a lot of cleavage basically. She had kind of an apron on somewhere, just like fucking off, whatever. And so I went to the ice cream machine, was making myself a nice, like a twist ice cream cone, made it extra big. I was like, yo. And I can't remember her name, but I yelled her name. She turns around, I launch it, and it lands directly on her cleavage in this low-cut fucking shirt.
Nice.
And so,
It's such a Princess Diaries thing.
jeez.
That was a great scene.
She was like way too shocked. She just like started laughing, like, "Oh my fucking god, seriously!" Like I still like tomato juice on my side of my face. Like if you shoot me with a BB gun, I'm gonna nuke you. You know.
Yeah, actually, real feminism is all about when you throw shit, you get shit thrown back at you, and I'm wholeheartedly with that.
Word. I don't know. I was 16, fucking young.
Yes.
Since then, I graduated and I actually got myself like a wrist rocket. I can keep in my back pocket and like shoot croutons at people with a slingshot. You know.
We stopped doing that.
Well.
What?
Yeah, our croutons are too hard. Someone literally shot, and so someone shot one at the back door of a place that I worked at, and it chipped the fucking back door. And then we decided that no one was allowed to have the wrist rocket anymore because we were all shooting croutons at each other. And then someone was just like, "Dude, you guys can't be doing this. Someone's gonna get fucking hurt." And because someone had like launched one to an outside seating area at one of their friends, and then we disagreed on that. And I think it was Jonzo actually who was on the fucking show before. Yeah. He just cocks back with a crouton because someone had apparently cooked a batch of croutons hard enough and just like into the door, and it left a big mark on the door. And we were like, okay, fold that up. Whoever brought it in, take it home with you. Someone's going to get killed.
Deep in a deep dark hole.
Because there's a trick to it, is you're supposed to crush the crouton in the thing, so it just fires a blast of crouton powder. But the croutons were too hard to crush, so it wouldn't get crushed, and then it would just send like a pebble of fucking bread metal.
Lethal instrument.
Yeah.
Spinning croutons at people. Nice.
Which is surprising, too, because the croutons were still edible.
But not fireable.
Yeah, they were lethal to fire. I was like, it's amazing how strong the human tooth is. That thing just chipped a door. Does that mean I could eat the door? Because I just ate one of those croutons.
No shit.
I mean, if it's being rapid fire launched into your mouth, it might be a different story. That's like...
There's velocities to take into account.
Velocities and directions and inertia, entropy, all that fucking shit.
I need to consult the velocity raptor.
Oh, God. I never did well in physics.
Yeah, I still struggle at it. But...
Gravity still takes its toll from time to time.
Fucking A.
I know from what I've seen in movies, if you fuck with velocity, by the time you see it in the woods... There's two other velocities on the side that are just going to swoop in and get you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that, too.
Clever girl. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Clever girls.
Clever girls, yeah. What do I know about velocity, teacher? Well, let me tell you.
Well, speaking of physics and movies, I don't think Speed, that movie, like Keanu, which, love the movie, don't get me wrong, but... it didn't have a director, or otherwise it'd be called Velocity, because you need direction, speed, and velocity to fucking actually team up all together.
You son of a bitch! You son.
Here we go.
Yeah. That is what I say to you, sir.
This is my life. People think, do you do this for fun? No, no, this shit just happens to me, all right?
I do that every day. Yeah.
All for the soundboard.
It's all for the soundboard. I'm surprised at this point in the whole fucking lockdown shits that I'm not just walking around with the fucking soundboard attached to my chest and a speaker on my shoulder. What were you saying? Womp, 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 womp.
I mean, for sure. I just think about the last few years of my life, through college and then out now, and I'm surprised at how well I've kept it together, and that's not saying much. It's the amount of effort it takes to remain fully operational and see beyond. It gets more and more every day.
Yeah, that's been in effect for the last year, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's hard to look over the horizons, you're just trying to fucking see a horizon.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, you're in the trees. You can't look over the can't look over the horizon until you get out of the fucking trees. And we are balls deep in the trees.
Oh, yeah.
I think. I mean, no, we don't know how deep we are in the trees.
It's hard to see things when you're balls deep in anything, so,
It's true. So, like, like maybe we can get to a point here before, like, too long, next couple months, maybe, like, taking the blinders off and actually recognizing, like, all the cool shit in life going on, rather than just getting, like, bombarded by, like, all the fucking bullshit you see all the time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we need to consult Sasquatch to help us get out of the trees.
Yeah. I heard his name was Dwayne.
Dwayne the Sasquatch Johnson.
I definitely do think about this, like, 10 years down the road.
What? Okay.
Dwayne the Sasquatch is
I was
like,
wait, you've had the thought too that The Rock actually might just be a shaved Sasquatch? Because I have totally 100% had that thought before. I was like, oh my god, there's a hairless Sasquatch, and he's The Rock, and that's why he's so massive.
Yeah. I remember getting so excited when I was younger, living in Charlottesville. There was a rumor going around that The Rock worked out at the Charlottesville Gold's Gym, and my mom had gotten a like membership to it or whatever, and I remember just being like, I'm gonna make The Rock today every day. I'm gonna make The Rock today.
Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Yeah, we need a great fucking advertisement, like, or whatever, like, get some, like, motivation going. Like,
Oh, totally.
yeah. I'm going to the gym twice today, 5 times a week.
Well, and then if you meet him, you're going to start going 3 times a week. He's like, The Rock seems like the ultimate motivator.
The Rock seems like the ultimate inferiority complex.
But I mean, also, and from what I've heard or seen from other people who've talked to him, that it's always that vibe of like, he is the ultimate hype man. He will, like, instantly hype you up, and all of a sudden you're like, I am going to be better. You're right, The Rock. I'm going to be the fucking best. I am the best.
Just like tequila in a person.
Yeah, just like tequila. He is the tequila of people. Yeah.
You can dance on that table.
Yeah, exactly. Not only does he give you incredible confidence, but he gets, like, 85% of people naked.
On the rocks.
Yeah. Right. I don't know what happened. I was super confident, but now I'm naked.
Well, it's just the effect of biceps.
The Rock effect, yeah.
Even as a gay woman, like, I can say that's just the effect of biceps. Like, it is the way it is. I don't make the rules.
Yeah. I'm straight as an arrow. I'd take my panties off in a heartbeat for that thing. I wouldn't even know they were coming off. I'd just say, hey, how's it going? Oh, fuck. Sorry, bro.
This is entirely involuntary.
Unintentional. Bring in Kevin Hart. We need a balance.
Jeez. Leave Kid Rock out of it, though. He seems trashy.
But Kid Rock is actually the perfect balance. Because Kid Rock keeps everyone's pants on.
Okay.
Kid Rock walks into a party. You're like, nobody's pants are coming down tonight. Nobody wants that old school Baywatch Hep C.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No one wants to even catch a whiff of that.
No.
None of that.
You're gonna have to pass. Hard pass. Hard pass. You know what? I'll save myself from this riptide. Thank you.
Heard that.
Like Kid Rock saved himself by getting into country music.
He might have.
No.
Might have,
yeah.
He sacrificed country music.
He sacrificed country music to save himself.
If country music is now the move to get yourself, or keep your career, we've had a bit of a problem. Sorry.
Oh no, you're totally fine. I can adjust the shit. Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's a newer wave that some works and most doesn't work of the country music. I personally got ruined in country music by Garth Brooks. Growing up listening to like the dawn of pop country, and that really hurt me pretty goddamn deep. Ain't gonna lie there, I didn't even like consider like country music as music for about 20 years after that.
So what you're telling me is you're a big fan of Brad Paisley, like a big fan.
I still don't know if that's a person or a pattern or a color.
I was
both.
thinking wallpaper design.
Yeah, wallpaper. Brad Paisleys confuse me. I see people wear them and I hear them talk about country music, and I still don't
I'm
know.
like, this doesn't
It
compute
doesn't work
at all.
Yeah.
It sounds like he has a condition, like Brad has a condition. It's called Paisley.
Yeah.
You know?
It sounds like something you get like Lou Gehrig's disease. Like, I got
Poor
Brad
Brad.
Paisleys.
Oh, man.
Oh,
That
you got
sounds
the
right.
Paisleys, man?
Yeah.
Told you not to fucking drop your trowel around Kid Rock.
I don't know what that would look like, but
That's
the
how
image
you get
is
the
terrifying.
goddamn Brad Paisleys.
Yeah, it's just straight up.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I'm a huge fan of, like, a classic, like the classic countries. I mean,
Old school highwaymen all day.
yeah,
bro.
like all four of them, like, those are the fucking godfathers, basically, of country. And-
Willie Nelson and fucking Ray Charles, Seven Spanish Angels. I will shed a goddamn tear to that song unintentionally. It's gonna, be a happy day. It's like Seven Spanish. It's gonna be okay.
Sad, man.
I know, it's as bad as like an adopt a puppy commercial.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like one of those Sarah McLachlan commercials.
Yeah.
So you know you're going to cry, and you know you're not going to donate any money. You know both of those, and I think that's why the tears come instantly. Because that commercial starts, and you're like, I can't fucking afford it. And I wouldn't call a number on a commercial and give them my credit card information anyway. But god damn, is that sad. I will research your website if it pops up on my Facebook or something fucking normal.
But I'm definitely not calling like this. And like it's a
Definitely
magic
not
pillow.
Call
you
like
know?
a magic pillow number, yeah.
It's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, for just $9.99 a month. In the arms of an angel.
Yes, and-
you can get one of these children of my pillow.
And a MAGA hat, a free MAGA hat for you.
And with it comes a golden statue of Donald Trump in America shorts.
Nice.
Yeah, we're
God
gonna get like
bless
a
the
lot of
USA.
bleeps on this episode. We got way too many good ideas going on here.
Way too many good ideas. Yeah. Sarah McLachlan, hit us up if you're listening. We could use you for this. I want to start making sad commercials. I want to see if you can turn a happy commercial sad.
In the arms
Yeah, play that over one of those happy, like fucking happy, upbeat dating commercials they have. Yeah. Hey, I just caught a football. And I'm looking for love. In the arms of an angel. Poor
Speed
guy,
dating.
someone fucking swipe right.
He wants to be in the arms
He
of an
just
angel
wants
so
to be
bad.
loved, and he's probably got butthole cancer, or he's starving, or something. They're forcing him to work out because he lives in that third world country. No, that's America. That's actually a really nice park. Yeah. It's nicer than my park.
Yeah, man, you guys have electricity there? It's better than Texas did last week, so.
Yeah.
And this is why we can't live in a cave.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if you had no concept of electricity and you were living in a cave, like, it wouldn't seem that bad. Just like, I feel like if you had to walk a lot, but you had no other options, it wouldn't seem that bad.
I don't
It
know.
would seem like part of your journey, like you found a way to, like, make it, like,
We could still find a way to trademark it before Nikola and Tesla.
yes.
And
We can trademark walking now.
That's what we should do. I don't think anyone's done that yet.
I don't think they have, and very soon it'll be obsolete, so.
I know. We better get it in now while people are still doing it.
Yeah, before they start like hovering on their skateboards and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, you know that walking will be like the vintage thing, like.
Oh, we got at
Like
least like 100 more iPhones before people are hovering on anything. Be like, the iPhone 1000, it fucking is exactly like the last one, but it holds 2 more apps.
Yeah, we might be hovering above the earth as souls before that happens.
Hopefully they find a way to turn gravity down so we just naturally hover instead, you know?
That would be cool.
I mean, it seems like more feasible, like just to like cancel out the whole gravity thing. And,
Yeah, I got countered on that real young.
oh, yeah.
That was my first idea. That was the first Dusty thought he was smart idea. Boots that made gravity stop.
Anti-gravity
And then
boots.
someone who was smarter than me and knew about gravity explained to me how that wouldn't work. But we think you would just float away. I'm like, no, I could like fly around. They're like, no, you just fucking float away.
Well, I don't know.
Well, fine then. I didn't ask to be here anyway, so...
No.
Fine, I'll float away then. Thanks. Give me my anti-gravity boots.
Again, I don't see why this is a problem.
Yeah. I guess with wings, that would be the key. Anti-gravity boots and wings.
I was just thinking about like the whole dark matter, dark energy, like discoveries that we're making these days, and if we can actually get some dark matter and put them on the bottom of our shoes, wouldn't we be able to float? Because it's like antimatter, basically.
That seems way more expensive.
You could make a dark matter suit and transport yourself to somewhere else.
Can I call myself Dark Man? No, fuck, it's trademarked.
Yeah. Not in February, bud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come on. All right, where's the button?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. The beautiful thing was you cut me off. You cut me off with that from saying something that could have been translated to way more offensive. And it was already in my head and almost on my lips. And then when you said that, I'm like,
Dusty. This is not your
oh
day.
my God, I didn't mean it like that, but that was way more offensive. Is that what it...
Hey, welcome to the Punverse.
Yeah. Yeah, but dark matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Space.
I was
Science.
They were saying something like that's how they like some universes transmit stars and light matter is through dark matter filaments. And that sounds fucking cool.
I know. It supposedly it balances out the whole like teeter-totter of actual matter, in the universe that's suspected that we could, see,
Do you think there are people in a dark matter universe who are having the same conversation about people in the light matter universe?
Cool.
Like, these fucking assholes.
Oh my God. Like, seriously, that makes sense, though. Like, everything is supposedly, at least I think about balance, even though I do not practice that. Like, I think, that makes sense if there's matter and then antimatter. Like,
it always
balance each other out.
Yeah. Like that different universe, like people bitching about like a light matter, I guess, right now or whatever, it just sounds like an angry neighbor in a different like form of a universe. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I get it. I deserve it. I'm kind of a jerk. So if they're
bitching, it's probably deserved.
Maybe we're actually the dark matter, and then
Yeah.
End of this pipe. All right.
Yeah, maybe we're the bad guys to this whole scenario. Yeah.
Hey, I'll claim one. Like, I'll drive that bus. I think all dark matters.
I claim that too. Yep. Hikey.
Okay, that was warranted.
Oh. Well, I think it's been fun. It's good to wrap it up. Good time.
Yeah, good jam. Like, thanks for hopping on, Tash.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me. This has been super
appreciate
cool.
it. Great having you. Yeah. You were trying to plug something earlier. Where do you want people to find you?
You can follow my art Instagram account at Natty the Beast, NATCY. On Instagram, so yeah, that's about it.
Natty the Beast. Get that art life. That's it.
That would be awesome. Honestly, then I maybe have to work less in customer service. So
that's the dream.
I mean, like it's kind of like you said, creating is. I do feel like that is ultimately the human goal. Yeah, like that is kind of the thing. Like creating. I know at least for me, that's one of those where I feel the most whole when I'm creating. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I definitely feel like I'm contributing, and it might be like a hive mentality type thing, but I feel like you have to give your energy, out there. And I kind of feel like the whole back of the house, like, public service thing for over 25 years now, that's almost like just a dedication of to give, just you wake up to give, and that's just where you go,
Yeah. Yep. Putting something good out there.
For sure.
And all the shit.
All the shit. That's what you got to do. You know?
Oh, hells yeah. Let's stay strong, restaurant people.
Strong, yeah. It's been fun.
You're my hero.
You're my hero.
You are.
Well, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, peace. Catch you guys next time.
Bye.